This film has a lot of emotion in it. All different kinds of emotion, everything from glorifying someone who's in Hollywood and going after them and being passionate about it, and then finding out the real person behind that that face.
Exactly.
Could you talk about that?
One day I decided I'm gonna give it a shot and go to Hollywood and try to make it as a writer out there. And of course, I have those heroes that we all have that you'd love to meet and you'd love to hopefully cross paths with somehow. And unbelievably and amazingly, my path crossed with all my heroes. And I loved Anna with Sally Kirkland, and she inspired me with that performance to want to be a writer and to write characters like that. And how incredible is it that as soon as I get to LA, I meet her. And of course, I imagine she lives in a mansion with butlers and chandeliers and everything. And she's in an apartment no nicer than mine. And no family and no, she has friends galore, but it's kind of like Hollywood friends. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of wonder, are these people really here for her? And as soon as I met her, uh, she hired me to be her assistant, which was so surreal and fantastic.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a photo of me and my paintings? Are you my new assistant?
Yes.
You start right now. 1988, I was nominated for the Best Actress Oscar in the same category as Meryl Streep, and it's like I've been completely erased.
Was part of it curiosity? Is this person the person I thought she was, or who is she?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think she turned out to be the person I thought she'd be, quite frankly. It wasn't like, I mean, her lifestyle was different than I thought it would be. Because like I said, I thought she was living in some Beverly Hills glamour life, which was not it at all.
Well, actually, her real apartment is the one in the movie. That's how.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you saw the movie, then you saw her apartment.
So
With
that
all the posters and everything.
And she was an exhibitionist, really. She loved to just put it all out there.
There,
And
there was
so
there was nothing in that apartment that production like made. I believe it was all just what she.
exactly, we didn't have to touch it.
oh my goodness.
I'm amazed the whole cast and crew could fit in that apartment. We did, though. We somehow did, including catering. I mean, Lord, that's a miracle.
Wow.
Tyler, how was this part presented to you?
Remember, I was in bed sleeping, and I got this Facebook message at like 2 a.m. one time, and it was like, Tyler, would you like to tape for this movie? We can't find the actor we want. I would need your tape in ASAP. Let me know. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and saying to my girlfriend at the time, like, I need a tape for this. What is this? And I couldn't sleep.
I never heard this story. This is funny.
Yeah, and I had the script, and I got out of bed and I just read the script, and it was one of those auditions where you were saying to yourself, if I don't get this, I'm going to be really mad because I just loved what I read.
Sally, I want to get you out there again. Get you noticed. You're the reason I came to Hollywood.
Come on, this can't be the worst movie you've ever done.
Who's there? In fact, it is.
The movie really reminded me of Harold and Maude meets Sunset Boulevard. The
But
relation.
not as dark as either of
It's
them.
dark, yeah. More of a lighter take of the two, and those, some of my favorite films. And just I love the mockumentary of Hollywood. It didn't take itself too serious. So I think it was less than 48 hours. Steven called me on the phone. He was like, "We love the tape. Okay, we want you to come read with Sally." And I was like, "Why are we at an apartment building? I'm so confused." And so I went up, and I shortly realized we were doing the actual audition at her apartment.
On her bed with her.
Bed.
She wanted to audition the men on her bed with her.
So when you
With
see
lights and cameras all around the bed, and Steven, the producer, and I are sitting at the kind of edge of the bed where your feet would be, looking at this audition. It was so unconventional. I thought Tyler must be wondering, what is this?
Oh, I was so thrown off. If I hadn't already worked with Steven, I probably would have been like, should I leave? And so they said, okay, well, we're gonna do all the scenes from, what you taped. Jump on bed, let's Sally, let's do this. And I was like, jump on bed. I was really like, oh no, what if I get myself in? And then it was great. We ended up doing all the scenes together, and I'm so, so happy that I really, meticulously studied those lines because she really put me to the test the very first time we read together.
Well,
Like,
she's a little bit unpredictable.
she
So
really
how
was.
did you really stick with every single line, or did she all of a sudden come up
Oh
with
no,
lines?
she liked to stick word for word. Because I'm actually known for improv, and I quickly realized not to do that because it would upset her. And I was like, I don't want to upset, but more in a way of like, this is how she trained. She wants to stay on it. So
That's true.
improvising kind of threw her off. She couldn't hear. She didn't, know how to respond. So I'm so happy though because she put me to the test. She's a great actor. I got
You
it.
guys, if I wrote a book about the behind the scenes of casting the role of Xaque, you wouldn't even believe your ears or eyes. But basically, we had auditioned about 100 guys prior to Tyler, and Sally
Wow.
had it. She was like, I don't want to audition a single more man on my bed. And I said, oh, Sally, we just got this guy. I think he's really good. Please, one more, please. His name is Tyler Steelman. She's like, no. And then she said, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this on camera. She said, I'm quitting the movie if we get him in here and audition him. I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm quitting the movie. And I said, you can't quit the movie. You are the whole movie. Just now because it's funny and she's passed. But so I called Steven, my producer, and I said, she's quitting the movie if we audition Tyler Steelman because she's just had it. She doesn't want to keep auditioning more Zags. And Steven's like, oh, really? Well, then I'm quitting the movie. So I called Sally back. I said, he's quitting the movie if we don't audition Tyler. And she goes, oh, all right, bring him in. And he's the last one. And I said, okay, he's the last one. So then he comes in and they were electric. They were dynamite. They had a chemistry like great tennis players playing tennis together. And we're watching and going, oh my gosh, it's him. It's the 100th person we're auditioning.
You came into my life and you brought me hope.
Light of God! Just because the rest of the world forgot about you doesn't mean I have.
The magic they were on the bed together, which brings up an important part of Sally's life, which is men in her bed.
Yeah.
She loves two things, men in her bed and string cheese.
Well, which comes out, but I have to bring up Bob Dylan, which plays a big part in the movie as well. And as I understand it, she says that Bob Dylan was the love of her life, correct?
Well, yeah, that's probably correct. Or one of the many great loves of her life. Yeah.
Did it change? Did it change from time to time?
Well, all those men that she talks about in the movie are really, notches on her bedpost. I actually went to see Bob Dylan in concert with her as her assistant. Talk about this should have been in the movie, but how would we have filmed it? He was playing at the Pantages, and she was, of course, thrilled. We had like 40th row. And she gets up out of the seat and starts dancing like a crazy person. And everyone behind us is like, sit down, lady, sit down. Stop it. And she's screaming, Bob, I love you. And they're like, shut up. And so she gets out of the seat and runs to the lip of the stage.
Oh my.
Completely like past security, just runs up and is dancing up like right by the stage, screaming at him. And he's playing, he's kind of acknowledging her, and he's kind of like, he's still playing. And it was a great concert. But during the intermission, all these people came up to her and said, Sally, you're ruining the concert for me.
And I know Bob was always on her mind, and she brought him up even to me when we would be like 10, 20 seconds away from doing a scene. And I remember being in the apartment and her looking at me, and I think I heard her say it before, so I already knew, but then this is how much I think she thought about him. But she even looked at me and she went, that's the actual bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the actual mattress. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
She really didn't
Yeah.
have a filter. I mean, whatever came to her mind, she said it. And
Mm-hmm.
she was,
Yeah, she was very open.
very.
I respected that in a way. Like it threw you off when you're getting to know her, but then like towards the end, you're like, how refreshing is this? Like most people want to be this. They want to say what's on their mind. They want to not care. And she truly embodied that. She did not care what people thought.
Do you remember your last encounter with Sally? When was that?
Was
My
that
last encounter was on Halloween just recently
Oh,
when it
really?
was her birthday. She turned 84, and they had a birthday party for her in her hospital room. And she looked beautiful, and she was eating pizza and cake and singing and chanting and praying in all different languages. And everyone's around her. And I was actually in Maine at my home, but talking to her on the phone a couple conversations on that day, and she was great. So I didn't really, excuse me, I'm getting emotional. I didn't really see the end was near.
Mm.
She took a real nosedive down after her birthday. Um, Went into kind of a, I don't know what you call it, a sort of a coma. And it happened really rapidly after her birthday. So it's weird that it's really good. The last time I talked to her was just a pure, happy, joyful, happy birthday. I mean, it's kind of ironic in a way.
Zach and Tyler, I don't want to appear macabre, but there are those who might say that Sally's last gift to you and this movie was to bring more attention to this movie with the timing of her passing. You know, if she could have planned it, she might have.
Yeah, it's really funny. She was a queen of self-promotion. And so it's almost like what a funny final move for your final film, after 300 some roles in movies and TV and Broadway and everything. Your final role is yourself, and you pass away, which is the ultimate promotion for your movie about you.